how you have to emphasize on what topic, what should be the right strategy for general studies. Everybody thinks that they are expert of all these things. These are very, very generic things. Definitely there is one favorite part, which is Gandhi. Even in this prelims examination, 2025 prelims examination, too much focus on Gandhiji. So if you see, the modern India basically contributes like 25 marks, and it is easy. Here the examiner is looking for expertise. You have read, you can give example, you can quote schemes. Hello learners and welcome to OnlyIAS, and today we are here to discuss about General Studies Paper 1. Right, here we are talking about mains preparation, which is a core part of the preparation, and how you have to emphasize on what topic, what should be the right strategy for general studies, and especially paper 1. That is something which we are going to discuss. Especially if you have given prelims examination, after prelims examination, do not get into the race of the prelims examination again. Till December, at least you have a time to focus on your mains preparation. Go for mains revision, mains test series, answer writing, improve your optional, improve your essay, improve your ethics. All these things you can do at this point of time. So yeah, so this is the time, especially after the prelims examination, this is the right time where you need to focus on your mains preparation, irrespective of whether you are doing good in prelims examination or not, irrespective of whether you got selected into the prelims examination or not. Right, so you have to go ahead with the mains examination. This will give you edge in the next year, or if it is going to be your first attempt, then definitely the first attempt. So let's start with the discussion of General Studies Paper 1. So now, hi, I'm Abhishek Shrivastava, I'm core faculty OnlyIAS, and I'm an author and faculty for history. Right, you must have seen my history videos on this channel already. I'm teaching for last 10 years. The rest you can read from here. Similarly, this is my official Telegram channel. You can scan and get updated with all the PDFs and whatever new classes I'm taking up. So let's talk about syllabus first. So syllabus, so this is first of all a 250 marker paper. General Studies Paper 1 in mains examination, there are 4 General Studies paper. General Studies Paper 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope you are aware about that. Other than that, there is one essay paper. Then there is optional 2 papers, right? So in total, there are like 7 papers. 2 optional and essay plus 4 GS. So we are discussing General Studies Paper 1. After essay paper, you will be appearing into this paper. This paper can further be divided into 3 main subjects: 1 history, 1 society, 1 geography. History will go deeper, right? History, if you further segment it, then 1 subject is modern India, then ancient, medieval and culture I have kept under 1 heading, then post-independence, and then world history. We'll come back to this. But let's focus on society first. Society, you see, society seems very, very generic in syllabus. It talks about diversity of India, talks about salient features, women, role, population, poverty, urbanization, globalization, social empowerment, communalism, regionalism, secularism. Now, what I learned the hard way in General Studies Paper 1, that during my preparation, during my mains attempts, I actually discounted society a lot. Reason, everybody thinks that they are expert of all these things. These are very, very generic things. Population and their issues, I can write a lot of things. Right, similarly urbanization, I have seen urbanization, I know the problems, I can write about that. Right, then similarly globalization, social empowerment, communalism, regionalism, secularism. Because these are very generic terms, and because of such appeal, we believe that we have a lot of knowledge about them, and we do not go deeper. This subject actually gives a lot of marks, and this does not sound technical, but your preparation should be technical. Your preparation should be with the keywords, with the theories, so that your answer will stand out. Everybody will be writing generic answer based upon this. You will be surprised to know that society actually caters more marks than geography and history. Right, and this is the neglected part. So don't make this mistake. Do not neglect society. You have to focus upon it. Right, another thing is geography. Geography does not sound generic. It is technical, and yes, it is very much technical. It talks about world's physical geography. It talks about natural resources, their location. It talks about industries, important geographical phenomena like tsunami, etc. These are the simple ones. We'll see the harder ones. Then geographical features and their location, etc. This is technical. This definitely needs a deeper preparation, understanding of the definition and all. Yes. Now, what is the right strategy or the right sequence to cater all these subjects? Now, I believe for mains preparation, you have already studied these subjects once. Now, you have to go for revision. You have to prioritize which subject you have to study first. So, out of this, my suggestion is you go for geography first. Right, geography should be the first subject. If you see the ideal preparation order will be first should be geography. Right, why geography? Because geography actually you practice map, diagrams, you basically write the technical definitions and all. So the tougher part is over now. Right, the toughest part, the technical part is over. If we look at the questions of last year, 2024 questions. Mains 2024 General Studies paper 1, 75 marks geography came into this paper, and this was technical. You'll say basically we can say this is tough. So what is sea surface temperature? How does it affect the formation of the tropical cyclone? Similarly, जो है, why do large cities tend to attract more migrants? Again, sounds very generic, but needs some specific जो है keywords over here. What is cloud burst? Gangetic Valley groundwater potential, right on a status. Similarly, Aurora Australis definition, Aurora Borealis definition, right? What is twister? So you see, there is a lot of focus upon the definition, their implication and the application, right? So yeah, so this part is very, very important. This part is very, very important. This is technical. First of all, let's get done with this topic. Let's finish geography. Let's have command on location and everything, and then let's go for the second topic, which is history. So before we move ahead, there is a very, very important information. This is about Srijan Mains 2025 batch. By the way, this is the same course which has produced more than 190 selections last year, because this basically helps you with the whole mains preparation, your whole journey for the mains examination. So if you have already qualified prelims examination this year, this is free of cost program. Please scan this QR code and join this program and basically get help through all the, you can say, answer writing demand. For example, whatever rules are required, whatever framework is required for the answer writing, general studies paper 1, 2, 3, there are nitty-gritty, there are basically nuances with each general studies paper. Along with that, there will be live ethics classes, there will be live answer writing practice sessions which will train you into answer writing. Plus, you will also be getting regular tests. You will also be provided proper mentorship so as to handhold you through this whole mains journey. Right, so if you have already qualified this examination, please scan this code and be part of this batch. Now let's get back to our main topic. History, I welcome you to start with modern India. Modern India, you have already studied modern India, and it is very, very easy for you. In modern India, there is a lot of repetition, right? Lot of repetition with respect to, you can see in modern India, if you go through the themes, modern India. So upon the timeline, if you see, so definitely there is one favorite part, which is Gandhi. Even in this prelims examination, 2025 prelims examination, too much focus on Gandhi ji, right? So Gandhi ji, his philosophy, his contribution, his movements, right? Movements and all. These are like major criteria. Yes, his comparison philosophy versus other leader philosophy, right? Gandhi versus Rabindranath Tagore, Gandhi versus Nehru, Gandhi versus Subhash Chandra Bose, Gandhi versus Ambedkar. Very, very important thing. Other contributors, moderates, extremists, their failure, their movements, right? Their you can say contribution, you can say achievements, all these things. Then social reformers. These are some major themes which get repeated every year. Then other things, for example, maybe transfer of power. So especially after 1905 or 1885, post 1885 era contributes a lot to basically your mains question. So first of all, focus on that, and then a quick view of the other things. For example, British policies, right? British policies. So quickly brush this up, right? Now do some practice, etc. Yes. So modern India can be the next stand. Yes, modern India. Also, let's come to this. So if you see, the modern India basically contributes like 25 marks, and it is easy. You have already studied you can say modern India very much in detail. Very easily you can tackle this particular topic. So this is one thing you can tackle. Yes, modern India, right? Now similarly, art and culture. Art and culture you can do after some time, right? After society you can go for art and culture. So we'll come back to art and culture again after society, yes, right? So we'll come back to it. So we'll go through the question you see last year. So yeah, the one is related to Gandhi, Quit India movement, right? And point out its results, etc. And last year they had asked, and one was from policy, industrial revolution in England responsible for the decline of handicraft. This is from modern India. Can be easily tackled, very easily this can be tackled. So these two questions can be very easily tackled, almost 25 marks, not exactly 25 marks, can be catered from here, yes. Now go for society, right? Society, again, society sounds very generic. You will see that yes, this is daily life they are asking, but they are not asking for the daily life answer. They are basically looking for a specific answer. Everybody will be writing some generic terms, right? Generic answers. Here the examiner is looking for key terms. Here the examiner is looking for expertise. Ki haan, you have read, you can give example, you can quote schemes, right? You can talk about some case studies. If you can do this in society, this particular thing, then you will score really good marks into GS1. This is the main reason why students are not scoring high in general studies 1, because there is ignorance with respect to society. There are generic answers in society, only focus is in history or geography, but nobody is focusing on society, thinking that everybody understands society. This is the same mistake which I did in my mains examination. I hope you will not repeat the same. Right? Anyway. So yeah. So what is demographic winter? Why is the world moving towards such a situation? Right? This can also be studied in geography, but in general studies it is better studied in society. Then gender equality. Difference between gender equality, gender equity, and women empowerment. Few will be confused. Ki haan, is there any difference between them? So here you need understanding, you need technical understanding. Intercaste marriages is increasing, but interreligious marriages is not. Right? Interreligious marriages are not releasing. It is not asking about your family views. Right? Here you have to go deeper. You have to basically look into the stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders in the society? Be it family, be it individual, be it society, be the country, right? Be NGOs, be the government. All these things you have to think about, and then frame your answer into this. Right? Just do not go for, again I repeat, do not go for generic answers. Right? Then socio-economic issues of development. Right? And sounds very generic. Collaboration between government, NGO, etc. You have to have a very solid structure over here. Right? Keywords over here. Generic answer everybody can write. Do not ignore all this. Regional disparity. What is regional disparity? How is it different from diversity? Right? Underprivileged section. Globalization has increased urban migration. Everybody thinks that they know this. Right? But here you need example. Here you need a solid structure. India's cultural diversity and socio-economic marginalities. Again, 100 marks. Society is basically catering 100 marks. It sounds very easy, but it is actually not. It is not actually easy. It looks easy. It looks approachable, but here you need structure. Here you need keywords. Right? So if you get this point, you can score definitely very high marks in mains examination. Now let's go back to art and culture. So first of all, world history. World history has either contributed one question or no question. So you don't have to. And second thing is, world history do not comes into prelims examination. That is the reason we will not focus a lot into world history, because it is not being asked, you can first of all in bulk, and second sometimes it is not asked, and also it is not there in prelims examination. So do not focus a lot into world history. Rough understanding of the things, it is good enough. Right? Now, for example, again coming back. Yeah, history. Right. So First World War was asked. First World War was fought essentially for the preservation of balance of power. Right. Again, for this, for knowing world history, spending like, reading 2-3 books, etc. does not make sense. Right? Maybe only read one book, only just go through UPSC wala. Rough understanding of this. Here, instead of scoring, let's say 5.5 marks, right, or maybe 7 marks, you score 5.5 or 6 marks. It is good enough. Right? You don't have to fight for that extra half marks or 1 marks, because for that you will be studying, let's say, n number of more books. Does not make sense. Return on investment is very low. So world history return on investment is very low. Now come back to the other subject, which is post-independence. Now post-independence is barely asked. 4 years not asked. 2017, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, yes, one question. Right? Either 10 marker or 15 marker, just one question. Now is again like world history. Here also you don't have to focus a lot on this particular topic, post independence. But there is one topic which is frequently asked and most of the questions are based upon this, that is princely state merger and reorganization of 1956. This topic is frequently asked. Focus upon this and then just have a light reading of the other topics. That's it. Do not research on this particular topic. So world history and post independence has to be lightly read. You don't have to invest a lot of time into this. You don't have to read a lot of books into this. Now let's come to ancient, medieval and culture. Recently there is shift towards ancient India, right? I think I have said this thing multiple times. Let's come to this. Last year 2025 paper they had asked Rig Vedic age and later Vedic age, society and economical difference, right? Difference in field of society and economy, contribution of Pallavas of Kanchi, cultural contribution of Pallavas of Kanchi, and Cholas, why their name is so important, right? Cultural contribution of Cholas. So so in ancient and medieval, do not study everything, just focus on time wise, right? On the timeline, focus on growth of society and to some extent, lighter extent, economy. That's it. No political discussion, nothing, right? No focus on administration, no focus on kings, etc. Nothing, right? So one focus you have to do over the timeline, you have to read the society and the economy. Second, for the sake of culture, over the timeline, you have to study the cultural contribution of various era, cultural contribution, starting from Indus Valley civilization, then Mauryan Empire, then your Satohanas, then your Gupta, Pallavas, Chalukyas, and then Cholas. These cultural contributions will keep on repeating. Yes, this question will keep on repeating. Right now, one more thing we can add is you can add Pallas, because UPSC has already asked Pallas once. Right, so these are the major focus areas. Other than that, light reading of the other concepts, yes. But political history, nobody is asking political history in the mains examination. Contribution of kings and all in the mains examination. Contribution of kings can be asked, but cultural contribution, one of the topic which is very, very important in this is Vijayanagar. And again, it's a hunch that most of the Marathas will be asked now. Marathas. Only one question over the king which has come was Krishna Deva Raya, Vijayanagar. So Vijayanagar, urban architecture, cultural contribution, all these things can be asked. So just go through these topics, right? Do not read everything, right? Like whole ancient, medieval, etc. Only study from the point of view of mains examination. Do not go for political story. Do not go for you can say dynasty story. This king, that is not at all important. Right now, your important part is first of all society and religion, or basically you can say cultural contribution. Cultural contribution of the various era. Very, very important thing is, it seems like that UPSC is avoiding technical knowledge of culture. Right, earlier it was very much into technical knowledge of culture, but these days UPSC is staying away, refraining from asking very, very technical question. They are asking general studies question. So your first focus should be this. After that, you can go for technical culture, right? Quick reading. Your architecture, art, quick reading, right? Very, very quick reading. Also focus on whatever was asked earlier, right? Previous year questions. That's it, right? Nothing beyond this. This much is good enough. Focus on the other papers. If you know this much, you'll be able to solve almost 99% of questions of the mains examination. If you have seen my classes, just go through the class notes, etc. Whatever mains discussion we have done, that is good enough, right? Just study on these lines, just focus on these lines, and it is good enough. Right, this is how you can solve for ancient, medieval, modern, post-independence, and world history. Right. Similarly, we have discussed for society and geography. So I hope you got the point, and I hope this will be very, very you can say beneficial for you. Right. Let's meet again in some other video as well, and just go through the other videos of the mains examination. See you again. Bye bye. Best of luck and Jai Hind.